Okay, so the Buccaneers decide to select Benjamin Morrison with pick number 48 in the draft, a pick that I think is a solid pick here for Tampa Bay, who quite frankly needs to just help out their defense. I mean, they decided to go wide receiver in round one, and I think the reason why I was not panicking the way some Buccaneers fans were was I was simply kind of thinking, well, the draft is not one round, right? And to me, the biggest issue last year was not that they did not have this, a decent starting 11 out there. My issue was the depth. And I think that you don't need to spend a first rounder on depth. And to me, I love getting a corner here. I just do. I mean, the reality is, last year, they really needed Zion McCollum to step it up, and he did. He was great last year. Jamel Dean was in and out of the lineup, and we saw, like, in that playoff game against Washington, when he stepped out, they just weren't the same, and it kind of felt like they needed everyone to be fully healthy, game in and game out, or they were going to struggle, and that's just not something you can fully rely on. And so if you're not going to have that, you need to have somebody who can come in and play. And listen, I think they like Bryce Hall and want to see what he can do, but ultimately don't rely on that. So going with Benjamin Morrison, who, again, I think in an ideal world, he can just not get too many reps right away. Again, he'll get some just because of, he'll be a rotational player right away. But I think in an ideal world, he's not going to be, starting, for example, unless he's so good, you have to put him out there. But to me, that's not what they're doing here. He's an interesting player, and, while he is a corner, he could play safety as well. We'll see exactly how they want to use him. He is 6 feet tall and honestly plays bigger than 6 feet. He's a really good run defender. He's a really smart player for just a 21-year-old. The issue is he's not the best when it comes to footwork, and for a guy who ran a 4.54, that's not ideal, right? Because it's a bit slower for a corner already. Usually I don't like going with guys who run worse than a 4.5, and when you don't have the best footwork, that's the concern. But again, you're getting a guy in the middle of the second round in a draft class that's quote-unquote weak, right? So you're going to get someone who has downsides. But again, we'll see exactly how they want to utilize him, what they want to, where they want to put him. Todd Bowles, again, someone who definitely likes to have players play in unique ways. That doesn't necessarily say you're just going to be locked into one position, and you might use you in different ways. I do think the fact that he is someone who can be a good run defender, who can be physical, they're going to value that, and we'll see exactly what they decide to do. I think he's going to get snaps, and I personally like this pick by the Buccaneers. Is it the exact pick I would have made? Well, you're very rarely going to make the exact pick I would have made, but it's a very good pick, and getting a good defensive player and trying to improve the cornerback depth or just the secondary depth in general, which was such an issue last year, is to me a smart pick. So that's what I'm happy about. Really wanted us to go here. I know there's other positions teams people would have maybe liked to see us go, but I think this is really to me this was position number one I wanted to see us improve upon, was secondary depth, so I'm glad we did. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.